about today. It's your first full squad, full contact session.
Yeah. So we've been waiting for a long time for this. So we've got today and then we've got Friday as our main sessions. Back into normality. We're looking forward to it.
The theory behind every club having just 2 of these sessions a week in the lead up to round 2. Can you talk us through that?
I think it's an NFL, it's a risk mitigation thing. I understand where they're coming from, and we'll just work around what we have to make sure that we stick by the regulations, but we also optimise our prep in the lead up to round 2.
So how do you walk the line between optimising the prep with only 8 sessions, or 6 contact sessions, or whatever it is, and not wanting to smash boys that haven't really run into anyone for 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, it's the smashing and the physical contact, but it's also the pressure, it's the perceived pressure, it's the intensity of the drills goes up. So we've had it's not a surprise that this has been coming. So we've got we've been able to to blade in a lot of our training to make sure that we're in the right position to take this next step. So it's I said it's not a surprise. So we're ready to go.
So it's 100% from sort of the first whistle here today.
Yeah, we're pretty ready to go, as you can see.
Max, have you been pleased with how well everyone's returned?
Yeah, it's been great. Like it's a little bit sickening. I know everyone's got the same stories about how well they're doing and how fit everyone is, but the guys have just been excellent. And I think the mindset is probably was a little bit worried how jaded they come back or if there'd be anything like that. But no, they've been excellent. They've been willing to do whatever we've needed to do in these trialing times to get us going. So it's anything we've asked from them, it's just been perfect. So it's really, really pleasing.
From a high performance sense, you're planning for the next couple of weeks. What are you allowed to do, as you understand, when you get up to the Gold Coast?
Yeah, so it's essentially we're just picking up and moving up, and we'll work with the AFL over the next week or so to make sure that we've got everything that we need and that we're, as I said, abiding by what we need to. But outside of that, we'll just we'll essentially just taking ourselves up there, and we'll work as hard as we can and as well as we can up there, and that's. We're used to it. We're a well-travelled team now between our trips to China, between our pre-season camps, and even back to Dubai days. So we're used to it. So we'll just take it as we go. And probably the key is just to be super adaptable to whatever comes our way, and just be fluid and make sure that the program's strong enough to take it.
So you know what you're allowed to do up there in terms of you have a base where you can train from. Are you allowed to go to the beach? Are you allowed to play golf? Have those sort of restrictions?
That's all being worked through at the moment. So we have a meeting this afternoon that will hopefully clarify a few things, but then we'll plan from there.
Can you talk us through any sort of specific challenges you've found just looking from the outside in for the Gold Coast hub?
It's probably the race to get the good facilities, and it's a great place to go and train. Clearly, there's a lot of resources up there. It's just about making sure that we everything's dovetailed into our normal program, so there's as little disruption as we would have if we were here at Alberton.
Have you locked in South Forks around as a training base?
Not at the moment. It's all being discussed at the moment, so we'll see where we go.
A lot of clubs. Sorry, you go next. Sounds like there's a limited number of good facilities up there for the 4 clubs.
At this stage, we don't really know at this stage, but we'll work it out. I'm really confident that whatever we do get, it'll be pretty much, as I said, lifting our program and putting it up there. And we're used to being adaptable and fluid with what's going on, so it's not really a stress for us at this stage.
A lot of clubs started training on that for contact stuff as soon as they could. Was it a hard sell to any of the boys to kind of hold off until today?
No. It's, as I said, a bit sickening. They trust the program implicitly now, so whatever we throw at them. And as I said, we've gone from non-contact sessions where you've been able to do a little bit of football to then having a contact, which just makes sense for us, to then gradually ramp this up and trying to curtail the excitement and you add an extra 10% for that first session back. So we've been able to manage that quite well now.
Who sets the barometer out there today as far as the physical stuff, do you think?
It's TJ. TJ's the leader. He's the one that he loves that side of things, as they all do. So there'll be plenty of the guys. It's the Charlies, it's the TJs of the world that will lead that, and the talisman of the team. So yeah.
What about the young guys? I guess that they'd be itching, especially sort of rookies, just to having not really done too much of it for a while.
Yeah, and that's the balance for these guys. They haven't been able to showcase themselves the same as any other year, so they're itching to go, and even the guys from last year, they've got a point to prove as well, making sure that they're getting even better in their second year. So it's the usual guys. They'll be pushing it as per usual.
Because the extra sort of workload for you and your team in the last couple of weeks, can you talk us through how, compared to if we're in the middle of round 8 right now, how much extra you guys had to work in the last few weeks, and extra meetings and time spent at the club? How's that been for your team?
It's maybe not extra. It's different types of work, different types of workload for each of us, which is good in a way. It means that we're getting across more elements of the program. In terms of the extra load, like we know what's coming. We know we love this. We do this for a reason. So it hasn't really been a strain for us just yet. Everyone in the world's challenged with how they work differently these days. So we've just been having to do the same thing, whether it's working from home or doing sessions one-on-one and whatever. Like it's a change. It's but a lot of us have come from a very wide variety of backgrounds. So we're used to these sort of situations.
Is it like a community of sort of high performance people that's discussing? Because obviously we've never been to this in society before.
Yeah, there's the high performance mafia, as I'm sure you see. That we're all talking all the time, seeing just how people are challenged with, everyone's got different challenges. So comparing club to club isn't necessarily a realistic thing, but it's more about how the things around the periphery, how we manage that, and we need support as well. So having that community around us and that network has been really, really strong, and it's I've certainly lent on it over the last little while.
Where does that lead? What sort of people you're talking to? They're not all just within the AFL.
Yeah, you've always got your international guys, which we would always be with a lot. There's been a lot of PD, a lot of professional development with a lot of the companies that we all work with, and sort of trying to pull people together so they're using their their networks to help us out. And then you've obviously got the NRL guys, so we've strong relationships with the Broncos boys. So we've been, they got a week ahead of us, seeing how they felt it went, and then we've been able to give them our feedback as well. So it all works together, really.
What are some of the non-negotiables when you chat with the AFL for the Gold Coast Mariners? What are some of the things that you need to put in place?
I said it before. It's just that we have exactly as we would have here, and how we work around that. We're quite happy to do that and be realistic, probably about the situation that we're in. But when it comes to as soon as they step onto the oval or they step into the training facility, that they have everything they would have here, and that's the timings as well as the equipment and all the sort of the bricks and mortar stuff, but also the feel of the week and the preparation would have to be as close as we could possibly get it.
And looking at a few of the guys who have recovered since round 1, sort of your Ebert, Hartlett, Dixon, can you talk us through the physicality and how well those guys are going?
Yeah, those guys are flying. They've been in main training, main group training for a long time now, so they haven't really missed a beat, to be honest, since lockdown. So we're expecting a relatively full list come round 2 in a few weeks. Robbie's good. Robbie, as per usual, the professional that he is, he's recovered really well. He's done everything that was ever asked of him and more to make sure that he's ready, and we're really confident that he'll be flying.
So is it broken toe?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
which foot?
It's his right toe. Right big toe.
Right big toe.
Yeah, right big toe. So he's just he's coming back from injury. So this is our first day of as I said, about the perceived pressure and actually getting people into the intensity of drill. So there's the sharp change of direction, the sharp accelerations you just can't mimic outside of football and full contact sessions. So he's just been modified and managed through today to then get rid of that pink hat by the end of the week.
When do you reckon that you're going on 2 full contact trainings a week? Do you think once May or?
I've learned along the way with this lockdown and the COVID scenario is that you just got to take what's given to you each day and just plan for what you've actually been told. And as soon as you start presuming and assuming and trying to make assumptions, you get yourself into trouble. So we'll just do that.